Hello, today we're going to see another architect. We're going to see Charlie Luxton Designs in North Oxfordshire, which is a bit closer to home than our visit to Tom Gresford in London last week. So it should take us about 25 minutes to drive there, I think. So yeah, it'd be good just to get another pair of eyes on our project and see what he thinks. We've been having quite a lot of thoughts following our discussion with Tom Gresford last week about our budget and the fact that it's going to be really tight in terms of the overall budget and in terms of cash flow, especially during the early stages. So yeah, there's really quite a lot to think about at the moment, but I think it's because we've sort of got this crunch point of Graven Hill and the plot's being released, so they say, in May, which is only, well, just over 5 weeks from now. If we really want to be in a position to put in a bid for a plot, we've really got to have much better idea of what we're potentially going to build. It doesn't need to be final plans, obviously, but we need to have an idea of what we're going to build so we can put together some sort of realistic budget. We do have a mortgage in principle at least, which we had confirmation about this week. So that's good news. And yeah, so we just need to try and get a better idea of how the costs during the build will go and how that affects our cash flow, and whether we can get to the crucial stages before we are able to trigger off the mortgage repayments or down payments to us. So we'll go off, see Charlie, see what he says, and yeah, go from there. We've got the bank holiday weekend this weekend, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of time to sit down and just go through all the things that we've learned and go through the numbers, and perhaps we'll actually have to make a decision this weekend, so we'll see. See you later.
Hang on,
Okay, so we've been having a quick chat with Charlie Luxton at Charlie Luxton Design. I say quick, it's probably been about an hour and a half actually, but it's been really useful discussion going through our ideas and plans for Graven Hill. So I'm going to ask you quickly, Charlie, what you thought of the discussion and what you think about the...
I think it's fascinating. I mean, it's such an interesting, important project, Graven Hill, because it's about challenging and disrupting the way in which mass housing is delivered in this country. And at the moment, it is a closed shop with sort of 10 main house builders delivering around 80% of the new houses. And this is trying to show an alternative. So we are super keen to be involved in some way at Graven Hill and actually designing a house for, you know, a young family is really exciting, something we'd love to be involved with. So. Tight budget, but amazing brief.
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you. How do you feel it went, Hannah? Okay, so that was a really interesting discussion, which has certainly given us a lot to think about. So, well, I'm going to go to work this afternoon, try to earn some more moolah to pay for all this. Yeah, so back to work this afternoon to earn the money to pay for all this crazy project. And yeah, so we've basically now been to see two architects, slightly different approaches, both with an emphasis on low energy houses, which is what we're interested in, but a slightly different approach in that I think with Tom Gresford's it was all about getting the passive house certification. With Charlie Luxton Design, I think it could be a slightly more collaborative approach with us, where maybe we're able to do a little bit more to try and save costs. But as Charlie points out in our discussion, we probably almost certainly wouldn't be getting passive house certification with that route, just because of the extra cost and the extra cost that comes with it, not just in terms of getting the certification, but in terms of having to specify passive house certified components, etc. So we've got a long weekend ahead of us, and so a lot of thinking to do, I think, because we've not really got much time before the plots are in theory released in May. So yeah, that's it. It's raining.
It's definitely a bank holiday weekend.